Hey y'all, I'm here. I'm back with another review for Cartel Cruise Season 3, Episode 2. Alright, so this episode to me was very like, what would you do? I can also say that for this episode, I can see it from everybody's situation. I can see it from all sides. So don't worry, we'll go through, we'll cover it. Alright, let's go. So we first start off with Nicole and Marie. They meet up at a restaurant together. Now, I think I said last week, I was like, where the hell is Nicole? Like, I seen her at the little visual that they had for Gigi, but I'm like, I didn't see her featured throughout the episode. So I'm like, all right, cool. So Nicole gets there, she meets up with Marie, and she pretty much gives us a little update on what's been going on with her and told Marie why she hasn't really been around or picking up. Y'all know last season, at the very, like, towards the end, Nicole was talking about trying to get pregnant and have a baby. So she said that she did get pregnant, but she lost the baby around 3 months. Now, she said the baby daddy was not the basketball player that we seen her with, is not the basketball player that we seen her with, last season or whatever. It was another guy. She said he was really good to her in the beginning, but, eventually that nigga, he was out in the streets doing street nigga shit. And then also, he was like pretty much abusive to her. So she said one morning she woke up and, she was just bleeding really, really heavily. She went to the hospital and found out that she lost the baby. My condolences go to you, Nicole. I am very sorry for your loss. Very much so. I appreciate that Marie pretty much was telling her, because Nicole said something to the effect of like, I feel like it's my fault because like I should have been taking care of myself. And I love how Marie jumped in and was like, it's not your fault. Like, it's not your fault. So don't think of it like that. And Marie also brought up a good point. She was like, that might be a blessing in disguise, because what if you was to have a baby by this man? This child would then have to grow up with that shit of a person being their father, seeing that father beat your ass, mistreat you, do all of this shit. And then that child is then going to grow up thinking that that's okay. Whether it's a girl or a boy, it's not good for any child to see that. And I didn't know that Marie was previously in an abusive relationship. So she was like, she knows how that feels. And at the end of the day, you kind of like, thank God I dodged a bullet. Shout out to Beyonce, okay? So Nicole then said after that happened, not too much longer later, her grandfather passed away. So that just sent her like spiraling to a really, 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 really deep depression. Girl, I can only imagine. Again, my condolences go out to you and your family, Nicole. And she just said, she's just been going down a deep rabbit hole. When I'm telling you, I think most people know what that feels like, to like just something after something after something after something happens. They say death comes in threes, but not only that, it's just, I've been there to where you feel like you can literally feel yourself sinking deeper and deeper and deeper into your depression. And sometimes you get so depressed, it feels like, bruh, I'm so deep in this rabbit hole. Like she said, I don't feel like I'm gonna be able to get out because I don't really see any type of hope for myself. It broke my heart when she said, she was like, y'all, that's my dog snoring. I'm so sorry. He's like over here, knock the fuck out. Hold on. Bubby, it's okay. Calm down, bub. Calm down, Bubby. It's okay. He be going through it in his dreams. Anyway. But I felt really bad when she was like, I feel like everything I do is my fault. I've been there, girl. It's not. It is not. I also want to say, because I have in all caps, bitch, Nicole, your confessional look 8, bitch. You look so damn good in your confessional. I don't know if it's like that pink that you have on, but bitch, you look good. Crying and all, girl. You look good in your confessional. That's a look. That's a look. And whoever did your makeup for that confessional look, let them keep doing it, because I like your makeup and your hair that way versus your hair and your makeup look how I normally see it, which is like, with the like, the type of lashes that she has. And you look good, bitch. Whoever that person was that did your confessional look, keep them. They did the damn thing, okay? Marie pretty much said that she feels like she needs to go to therapy. I agree. I think that she needs to really go talk to somebody, help her process those feelings. It's natural. It's all right. It happens. Prayers up to you, Nicole. Prayers up to you. So then, oh my gosh, y'all, my baby daddy. Oh my gosh, Magic is so fucking bad. I don't care what nobody say. That's a fine. What is he? What would he be considered? Is it Latino? Is it Hispanic? I don't give a fuck. That man is fine. Do you hear me? Fine. Baby daddy, fine as hell. I don't even give a fuck. He's super fine. So imagine come in, his fine ass. They go to this fucking barbershop. He meets up with Michael. Shout out to the barbershop because sorry y'all, I'm touching my mic and stuff. The barbershop has a bar in it, which I think like that's pretty dope or whatever. So they go in, they get a little drink, you know. Michael's talking about, you know, how Magic, like, you know, that's his business partner in Pure Blanco, and how Pure Blanco is like really taking off. I also want to put out there, I don't care, I'm gonna do it anyway. I have a lot of hands and I got a lot of experience and I don't want to say that one here. On cannabis marketing, I went to school for marketing and I actually worked for 2 companies that did marketing for cannabis. So I'm just putting my resume out there. You know, if you guys need help, you know, I'll intern for all I care. Let me know. Hit me up. My details in the underneath the bar. Shout out to Brian B. Anyway, so now that I'm done giving my pitch, because Marie talking about you want me to give you a PowerPoint presentation? Bitch, I would have gave y'all a whole PowerPoint presentation just for a job. Okay, hello. Anyway, next. So Magic pretty much brings up how he was like, you know, with the M's coming in now, because they're about to start making millions at this point, he was like, I think you should get a prenup. I said, ooh, buddy, the reason why this is going to be a problem is because you're the one who brought it up. It wasn't even Michael who brought it up. You put this thought into his head. I'm like, well, all hell about to break loose. Let's stay tuned, shall we? Okay, so Michael was like, what, a prenup? So he's pretty much like, I don't know about that. And he was like, why, you think Marie gonna smack the shit out of you? He said no, but yes. Yeah, he definitely think Marie is going to smack the entire fuck out of him, okay? And he was like, I don't really know. Like, you know, I'm terrified if I tell her she's not going to want to marry me or whatever. This is always a conversation. I feel like this. I feel like when it comes to prenup, well, let me tell you, me personally, me and my dude, we have already established that we're getting a prenup. Now, mind you, me and him have been together since we were 16 years old. So similar to what they talked about with Marie later on, we both was with each other when we didn't have shit. He didn't have shit. I didn't have shit. You know what I mean? But I just think we've had enough conversations to the point to where we both agree that getting a prenup is probably the best thing for both of us. It's not saying that we're gonna break up. It's not saying that we're planning on getting a divorce. However, life happens. And I'll get to that point later. I'll get to it. But anyway, Michael's like, I mean, I don't know. And then Magic tried to throw his mom in there to be like, your mom will be rolling over in her grave right now. And he was like, don't bring my mom into it. I'm like, yeah, don't do that. But then he was like, no, Magic actually knew my mom. I'm like, okay, all right, got you. So if anybody could say it, he could probably say it, even though you still shouldn't have said that. But all right, fine. He was like, you want to know what? You're right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk to her about getting a prenup because I think that makes the most sense. Because what did Michael say? Michael, he was like, my mom was married like a lot of times and she's never ever let any man that she's been married to like touch her business or take her business. So, you know, that's the kind of mindset I have to have. So then we go over, because I'm not going to call her Betty anymore. Is it Sloan? Can somebody, I wish I would have heard it again. Is it Salone? I'm going to say Sloan. And y'all put in the comments and tell me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I do not want to, I hate pronouncing people's names wrong. So please tell me if I'm right. Actually, I am going to call her Betty until y'all tell me in the comments how to say it correctly, or if I hear somebody say it again. But Betty and her mama, they go to see her lawyer about their sister's case, okay? Now, the lawyer said that the last time that they went to court, that the boys' lawyers or whatever filed the motion for him to be able to go to work and stuff like that. So for the time being, until, you know, everything happens, he's, you know, under the law, he's innocent until presumed, you know, until convicted guilty or presumed guilty. So he kind of can, and they was like, well, he can do whatever he wants. She's like, he can't do whatever he wants. He can't go here. He can't go there. He can't go here. But they was like, but they could still come to him. Well, yeah, you can't really control who comes over to his house like that. That's true. Mama and Betty both said, they was like, bro, this happens in Miami, this happens in Florida so much. They was like, people are just going to be like, you want to kill somebody, come to Florida. Sis, I'm going to tell you something right now. That's already the rest of the country's thinking. And it's not even necessarily just about her sister, like she said. Florida in general, the rest of the United States, we look at y'all like y'all ghetto. The same way we kind of looking at Texas like, what be going on down in Florida? Of course, not the people of Florida, because it's not necessarily all of the people of Florida. It's like the government of Florida that allows certain things, and then there's like racist ass white people that's in Florida too. But it's like between the stand your ground law and the bullshit that the governor down there does, it really do seem like Florida is just a free range state. Everybody can come there, do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, it's really crazy. Florida has like a really bad rep for shit like that. So their lawyer pretty much says that 9 times out of 10 what he's gonna do is he's gonna do a jury nullification, pretty much like throwing himself to the mercy of the court, you know, saying how he's 18 because he is only 18, how he was pretty young when all of this happened, you know, he didn't mean to. Now I think the mama was like, well, did he say he did it? She was like, no. He admitted to doing it. So from what I'm understanding, he's saying, no, I did shoot her and my bullet did kill her, but it wasn't on purpose. And the lawyer said that 9 times out of 10 what's going to happen is he's probably going to get probably about 5 years, and then 2 of it with like supervised probation. And they're like, you know, that's bullshit. That don't sit right with me. That is 5 years, da 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 da. And you know, the lawyer's like, well, look, what did she call it? I can't even remember specifically what she called it. I wish I would have wrote it down. But pretty much it was like, it was kind of like reckless endangerment. That's not the term that she used, but that's kind of what I remember of how she explained it. It's pretty much like reckless endangerment because you sitting on a bed with a loaded gun playing with it. It is, I'm sorry y'all, it's this fucking fly that just won't stop. It is foreseeable pretty much that with you playing with a loaded gun on the bed that it might go off. So because of that, she said that's why he was charged with what was he charged with? I think he was charged with some type of manslaughter or something like that, she said. And that's why he wasn't charged with second-degree murder, because pretty much it's like, oh my gosh, how do I even explain it? Manslaughter, a lot of times, it's an accident, but it's an accident that, like she said, was foreseeable. That if you would have been doing what you were supposed to do, which is not playing with the loaded gun, not having a gun at all, we wouldn't even be here. But at the same time, it's not like you purposefully was like, okay, yeah, I see her sitting there, let me shoot her. Now, the mama in them feel like it wasn't done on accident. This is what I'm going to say about this. That is that girl's mama. She is entitled. She lost a child. She's entitled to feel however the fuck she wants to feel. It could have been an accident. Now, from everything I'm hearing, it sounds like it was an accident. However, I can, again, that's her mama. She the one who lost the child. So if she feel like saying fuck that boy from now until the end of time, that's her business. If she want to stand and die on the hill that you killed her child on purpose, I'm gonna let her sit on the hill and I'm gonna let her die on the hill. What I do think that if it really was an accident, now I understand right now because of court proceedings and stuff like that, the boy probably can't really communicate with them. But I will say that once this whole trial is over and stuff like that, or maybe once they're in court, that he can actually, if it really was an accident, he really needs to get up and like give a sincere apology in front of her family, in front of the court, in front of public. Like, you really need to like apologize for that shit if that's not what you meant. You know, they did ask like how he's feeling. Like, I do wonder how the boy feels. Is he on some shit where it's like, well, yeah, I did kill her, but it was an accident? Or is he on some like, bruh, I really truly fucked up and this is really fucking with me really badly? Because that's another thing too. That's some shit like that he got to live with for the rest of his life. Especially if he really didn't mean to do it. That's some shit that he got to live with for the rest of his life. So, y'all ain't even, again, Miss Betty Mama, stand on how you feel, sis, because they took your child away from you, so I ain't even mad at it. So then Marie and Michael, they go to sit down to talk about like the styling and the design of the wedding. I think Michael, I don't remember whose little brother they said he was, but somebody's little brother is helping them pretty much with designing the wedding and stuff and styling it. Michael wants a huge wedding. This motherfucker, like the girl gonna say when they walked out, this motherfucker talking about some damn birds and some damn fish and shit. He talking about something. I want, you know, doves here and peacocks here, and I want something to do this, and I want people to like swim up and get this from the dolphins and backflips and fireworks from Colombia and all of this shit. And everybody's looking at him like, the planner said, but do you have that type of budget though? Like, if you wanted to get done, I could get it done. But do you have that budget? And even Marie's like, do you have that budget? Normally it's the wife that's doing all of the extra shit. She was like, do you have that budget? And then Michael, he was like, you don't know what it is that I got, to be quite honest. Like, you don't know. And I'm like, oh shit, it's already starting. So then, while he's talking about all of the grand things he wants, he was like, yeah, what if we get like a plane in the sky that says, thank you, Marie, for marrying me. Will you sign this prenup? I said, Michael, no. Michael, no. No. That's not how you bring that up. And everybody at the table was like, The two wedding designers is me. They're like, ooh, bitch. You see them look at each other? They was like, did you hear that shit? Marie's looking at him like, nigga what? Nigga who? Nigga what? Jigga what? Jigga who? And oh, also, I'm sorry, I didn't say, but their wedding's theme is gonna be 1920s gangster style vibes, which I think is really, really cute. Anyway, so, you know, she was like, what, you want a prenup? So he just starts talking about the prenup and stuff like that. And she was like, Michael, we're not in a lawyer's meeting. We are in a wedding like planning meeting. What are you talking about this prenup for? So he was like, no, I just didn't know how to bring it up. And I feel like I might as well just bring it up now because I don't know how else to bring it up. And she was like, okay, but we're in the middle of a wedding planning meeting. We're in the middle of a meeting to plan this wedding. So the two wedding, planners, because they meet, like, we're going to get up and we're going to give you guys time. And Michael is still talking while they're there. She's like, we're just going to leave and we're going to let you guys have a moment. So it was funny because when they walked out the girl, she was like, this man, what a motherfucking, I forgot what she said, but it was funny to me. So I agree, Michael, that's very inappropriate. If you want to have that conversation, now I'm not going to lie. If I was Marie, I would have been pissed, not because of the prenup situation, but because of how and when you decided to bring it the fuck up. You waited until, like she said, we was in front of some people, like you're pretty much embarrassing me, because that's pretty much making it seem like I don't even know what the fuck is going on in my own relationship. That's wrong. You don't do that. That's a conversation that you have at the crib when it's y'all two by yourselves about that shit. You don't do that shit in front of people. That's embarrassing and it's not cute at all. So she was like, so you really want a prenup? Like, I'm a little bit confused. Like, what are you know, most people think when they first hear about a prenup is, oh, so what, you plan on getting a divorce from me? Oh, so what you saying, you don't love me? Oh, so what you saying is this, that, and the third. And I can understand how people can look at it like that, because it's pretty much, I can get somebody saying like, you're pretty much planning for our divorce, right? However, the way I do understand it, and I'm not going to say from Michael's side, because we're going to get to Michael in a second how I think some of this is bullshit, but I do get somebody being like, look, you never know what happens. Life really throws people for curveballs. I'm pretty sure a lot of the people who get married never thought that they would get a divorce. You know what I mean? There's people who don't even get divorces until like 20, 30, 40 years later. And like Michael did bring up a point. He was like, there could be a point where we really, really hate each other so much that we're being spiteful as hell. And no shade to Marie. I know Marie loves Michael, but I can absolutely see if Marie got pissed off enough being spiteful. Now, maybe not in that way as far as money, but I can absolutely see Marie being spiteful and being petty about certain things. Maybe not the money aspect, but after watching a couple seasons, I can kind of see Marie's personality. I could see her being a little spiteful, doing a little shit here and there. So I agree, not in this situation, but I don't see anything wrong in general with the idea of a prenup being brought up. Now, with their particular situation, I think it's a little bit full of bullshit, and I'm gonna tell you right now, right why, okay? Because Marie was like, what I don't understand is like, Michael, you own half of my business. I said, skirt. Excuse me? He owns half of your business, but you don't own shit in his. Now, there was a part when, I think like last season, when she was trying to get like a percentage or whatever. I think she wanted to get like 1% or something like that of the company. And Magic was like, okay, well, you need to like set up like a presentation, a PowerPoint, all of this other stuff. And she was like, fuck that, I'm not doing all of that. So she never got the percentage, I guess, that she wanted. Michael, yeah, if you own half my business, but I don't own nothing of yours, and you want a prenup, bitch, I'm about to really sit down with my lawyer, and we really about to get to the gig of the gig, because what's going to end up happening, what I would want in my prenup then, if you want a prenup, is this is what I want. In the unfortunate event that we do not last, I am going to buy you out of your half of the business so that when we leave, all of this shit is mine. I think that's fair, because it doesn't make any sense to me that you want to protect your shit, but you still got your hands halfway in her shit at the same time. So that even if, so like I said, unless that was what I just said, like that type of verbiage was put in a prenup, outside of that, if that wasn't the case, that means that you would get your whole business, right? So your $1 million business, you would get that whole thing. Plus you would get half of the income that she has coming on. That's bullshit. That's bullshit to me. So that prenup gonna have to have some serious wording in it in regards to Marie's business, because I would feel like that's bullshit too. So then we got Eddie and Kat, which is his new girlfriend, Kat, and then we got so in this situation, I'm gonna call Kat, that's on the show, I'm gonna call her Tattoo Baby, so we can keep everybody's, separated. So we got Eddie and Kat, his new girlfriend, and then they're pretty much meeting up with Tattoo Baby. Okay, so they're like nervous and stuff, and I'm like, what the hell are they even meeting up for? Like, what the fuck they gotta talk about? And I'm like, oh well, maybe because she's like around De Niro, I guess, maybe. So Kat ends up coming in. Now I'm gonna say, sorry, Kat, Eddie's girlfriend, is very pretty. Tattoo Baby comes in, that's my bitch, she look good all the time. So when she first came in and sat down, first of all, I want y'all to go back and rewind it. The first couple of seconds, sis didn't even like acknowledge Kat. She didn't say nothing. She said, hi Edward Soto. He was like, hi Catherine Flower. I think, what is it, Flores or some shit like that. Sat down, was like, okay, I'm gonna get a drink. It was the look for me. When Kat first, sorry, I keep saying Kat because that's her name. But when Tattoo Baby looked at Kat, she was like this. She was like, like, you better look her up and down, Tattoo. You better look her up, Tattoo Baby. You better look her up. So, and Tattoo Baby pretty much was like, I wanted to meet you, because you're going to be around my son a lot. She's like, so I just kind of wanted to kind of meet you a little bit. She was like, me and Eddie, we haven't been in a really good place in a really long time. I'm surprised I'm even sitting down here with you. But, if you're going to be around my son, I feel like I should meet you. Kat, Eddie's girlfriend, is like, hey, this is kind of new to me because I've never met somebody's like baby mama before, but I do love your son. I think he's amazing. And Tattoo Baby, she was like, she's like, my son, he's got nothing but nice things to say about you. And to me, that's all that really matters. The fact that he likes you and he thinks, that you're really nice and things like that. So it goes from that conversation about De Niro to some way, somehow, we get into the fact that, Tattoo Baby and Eddie kind of get into a little back and forth about like how bad he was in like their relationships, like, within their relationship and stuff. And Tattoo Baby is like, Eddie is the type of nigga. She didn't say nigga, I did. He's the type of man that he's gonna walk all over you if you let him, okay? He's dishonest, he's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. And Eddie's like, I'm not all of those things anymore. Like, that's who I used to be. That was in my previous relationships. I actually taken things that I've learned from my previous relationships and I've applied it to this one. I've never tried as hard as I am in this relationship. And when he said that, the camera kind of panned to her. Now, I'm not saying that Kat was like really upset, but I can honestly see her feeling some type of way. So let me get this right. So I am the mother of your child, right? I'm the mother of your child. I've been with you for all of this time. When your ass was locked up, I was sitting up here having your back. Before you was locked up, after you got out, I pretty much was everything, I had your back. But you're trying to tell me that now, out of all of the relationships that you had, that this one is the one that you're putting your all into? So what kind of disrespect does that mean to me, that as the mother of your child and all of the other shit that I did, that you wouldn't put everything you had into our relationship? I'm not saying that that's what she said, but if I'm her, like if I'm running off a straight emotion and not logic, that's what I would be thinking. I'd be like, Eddie, you got the game fucked up, but all right, I'm gonna let you live. So they, like I said, they're going back and forth about that. And at this point, during this whole little back and forth between them, I'm like, bruh, this is not what we need to be doing, because this is not about De Niro. Like, y'all both just sat up here and said last week that y'all was going to keep it about De Niro. It needs to be stayed about De Niro. Who cares about whether or not he's going to be the type of man to run all over her? Let him do it, because it's not you no more, right? And it's, I don't mean just Kat. I mean both of them, Eddie and Kat. That whole little section was unnecessary. That wasn't about De Niro. That was about y'all personal feelings about one another, unnecessary. And I feel like that's why his girlfriend was kind of sitting there a little uncomfortable, and even she was like, well, you know what, I think, like, he's a good man, and the thing I love about him the most is that he's a really great father. Like, I don't see a lot of men like really taking the time out to give their kids or the attention or the love and stuff like that he does. And she was like, I can't imagine being with him. She's, I can't imagine how he was prior to prison, but how he is now, like, that's not the person that I know. So Eddie again admits, like he did last week, he was like, look, I was a terrible fucking spouse. I was a terrible father. I was a terrible person. Like, I was, and this is the second time he said, he's like, I was a monster before. Like, and even his girlfriend was like, dang, really? Like, if that was the case, we wouldn't be together right now. And so he was like, but I'm trying to do, better. He was like, that's why I even got with her, because I needed a girlfriend that pretty much didn't grow up the way that me and you did, talking about Tattoo Baby. He's like, I needed somebody that was outside of that lifestyle. And, that's why I'm with her. I feel like she can do a little bit more for me. I feel like I'm better when I'm with her. And I could tell that cat was hurt. Like, you could kind of tell, like, that she been with this man for a long time. I know that hurt. But you want to know what? I still like the way that she handled it, because I like the fact that Tattoo's baby smoke was for Eddie and not for the new girlfriend, because you don't really know her. So although I think that little part of them going back and forth was unnecessary, I get it. I ain't got a lot of time left, y'all, so let me hear you the fuck up. So all of the girls meet pretty much because Marie wants them to be their bridesmaid, right? Cool, yay, yeah. I'm sorry, I gotta hurry up because my timer is like running out on this video. Okay, so Marie pretty much picks out the dresses. I love how Marie said, I see how you hoes dress on a regular. Y'all won't come to my fucking wedding looking like whores. Y'all gonna come looking right, okay? So while the girls is in the back, like, trying their stuff on and stuff, Stephanie wants to talk to Diana. Now, Stephanie pretty much says that she has a problem with Diana because Diana has been hanging out with Eddie a lot. Diana says, no, I haven't been hanging out with Eddie a lot. It's the fact that I have events and I invite everyone, but he's the only person that shows up. Now, Stephanie says that after the documentary, they all pretty much kind of agreed that it was like, fuck Eddie or whatever. So where does your loyalty lie? And Diana said, I'm a grown-ass woman. I'm not sitting up here and I'm not picking sides. What I want to say about that, because I ain't got a lot of time to talk about it, is this right here. I get it from both sides. Now, I'm going to tell me personally, like Kat ended up saying later, I personally am not going to be hanging out with my friend's ex-boyfriend. Period. The only way to me something like that works is if I knew the boyfriend longer than I knew you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I knew him before I knew you, and me and him were established friends before me and you were established friends, then okay. But if it's just been we alright, but you my bitch, and y'all two not together, and it's not even that y'all not two together. If y'all are obviously not seeing eye to eye or whatever about some shit, and he really hurt your feelings, no matter how I may feel about it, I'm riding with my friend. I will agree with Stephanie on that. I'm riding with my friend. Like, I'm not gonna befriend or be around my friend's ex, especially one that really hurt her. I'll be damned. There's too many other niggas that I can be friends with or I can invite or be around for me to like have to be friends with him. So I get that. But I also get Diana saying, like, we're not in high school, we're not in middle school. I can be cordial with everybody. But I guess for Stephanie and them, it's like, well, it's more than you being cordial. Like, you're really hanging out with him. So Kat ends up coming out and saying, well, because I think Diana was like, Stephanie tried to make it seem like I'm sleeping with Eddie. That is the energy. That's not what Stephanie said, but that is the energy that she came with. And Kat was like, I don't think that you're sleeping with Eddie. I don't think that. She said, but I want to let you know that I would never hang out with one of your exes. I would never, ever do that. So then Marie ends up telling the girls about the prenup and, how when she met Michael, how they both had absolutely nothing. All of the girls are saying that, like, how do he want a prenup when y'all got together, he had absolutely nothing? You know what I mean? Like, she was like, when I was pregnant the first time, we lived in an efficiency. I worked 2 jobs while he can get his thing. That's where my problem with the prenups come in. I don't like that shit. If I was there to help you build up, don't give me your ass to kiss when you actually make it. Because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even have the opportunity to go and get this extra bag. So I absolutely understand where Marie is coming from. From that point of view, I'd be pissed. So then Marie took her drunk ass home and started to go off on Michael. And I'm not gonna lie, I would feel some type of way too, nigga. Like, how you gonna sit up here and she's not the only woman. There's so many women that has done that. Kevin Hart's wife is an amazing example. Ex-wife is an amazing example of that. For years she sat up here and she worked. For years she sat up here and she worked or whatever. Worked hard as hell. busted her ass for 2 jobs so that you didn't have to work, so that you could focus on your business. So like I said, Kevin Hart's wife, for example, ex-wife, sorry, the one like the mother of his first 2 kids or whatever. So like when you was working at Foot Locker or whatever the case may be, I'm the one at the crib holding it down, busting it down, doing all this shit, taking care of the kids while you out here going to comedy clubs and shit like that. Your whole set and routines is based around your marriage with me and the relationship with our kids and all of that. Then you want to get to a certain point and cheat on me, and I don't give a fuck what Aniko said. I don't care. I believe it to this day. You want to cheat on me with a younger, skinnier, light-skinned bitch, then you want to turn around, leave me, get with her, and not only get with her, but then turn around and get with her and try to make it seem like that's not what happened. Kiss my ass. And that's exactly why I hope, I can't remember her name, but his ex-wife or whatever, I hope she got what she needed and what she deserved in that divorce, because she absolutely deserved a decent amount of money. I hate when men, I hate men that do that. That shit is so trash to me, because I'm good enough to be your stepping stool, right? I'm good enough for that. But when you get to where you need to get to, it's fuck me. Now, I'm not saying that's what Michael gonna do to Marie, but I can understand that thinking of being like, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't even have this. It doesn't matter whether or not I put it, and I do believe that Marie probably did help him with the business. But outside of that, if I didn't sacrifice, if I didn't do what I was supposed to do, you wouldn't be able to. So how dare you now sit up in my face and tell me that I'm not entitled to at least some of this? I ain't saying the whole thing, but at least a little some of it. It's bullshit. And then, like she said, like all of the girls didn't know when she was like, and he owns half of my business. The girls was like, what? He owns half of your business? Girl, you got the right one. That's too much control. Now, Diana jumped in and was like, you're weak, Marie. Like, you're weak as hell. And they was like, don't say that to her. She was like, that's my friend. I'm going to tell her. You're weak as hell. You jump whenever Michael say jump. I do agree to a degree. Not that Marie's weak, but I do think that she submits way more than she should sometimes to Michael and some of the things that, like, he wants and stuff. That's my opinion. But I do agree with other girls. They're like, you need to get that shit in order. Get your business order. Like, there's no way in hell that he should be owning half of your business and at the same time telling you that he wants a prenup for his business. So like Betty ended up saying, girl, you need to go in and protect yourself as a businesswoman. So like I said, Marie, you were get into that little office and tell them, look, nigga, this is what I would say. Like I said in the beginning, in the unfortunate event that we do not last, yeah, you own half of my business, but if we do not make it out, I have the right to buy you out of your half of the business. Like, I'm going to buy you out. Not I have the right. I will buy you out for your half of the business to give me the whole thing. And then we can all, then like you said, you can keep your Pure Blanco. It's cool. And then I can still walk away with my business fully. Boom. Yahtzee. That's what the fuck I would do if it was me. But like I said, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments about. Bye.